Hello, this is Rabanzo, and this is a Zoom video of my conversation with recording artist Edwrds. He has a new single out today. It's called Look. It just released today, Friday, May 21 of 2021. And the official podcast episode won't be out for several weeks, but I thought to celebrate the release of this new single, we put this unedited, uncut version of our chat on the Unstarving Musician YouTube channel. So here it is, my conversation with recording artist Edwrds. We'll call it that. All right, let me ask it again. You have a new single coming out tomorrow, right? May 21st?
Yes, correct. It's called Look, and
cool.
produced, written, mixed, all by me. So
Very nice. Is the studio at home?
Yes, literally right here, right where I'm sitting.
Very cool. Do you have other musicians on the recording with you?
Not on this recording. On this recording, it is simply just me. This song was really me trying to make a statement. Because it's been quite a while since I released something I was really, really proud of. I feel like as an artist, you kind of fall in and out of like, I'm really into this, I'm really doing good. And then there's times where you're like making stuff and you're like, all right, I'm still there, but there's periods of growth where you got to get through. So yeah, I'm very excited. This one is just a big statement. And of course I had to call it Look, just, look right at me, it's time. And yeah.
That's cool. You know, the irony of listening to this from you is I'm much older than you are. I'm guessing you're in your early 20s?
I am 19.
19, okay. I knew you were right around 20. So I'm much older, but I just recorded my first or released my first single in January. So I haven't had an opportunity to go through that yet, what you just described. So, and you've been at it for well over 5 years now, right?
Yes. I got into music simply out of just like what if. I grew up dancing. I started at the age of 3 with that. And from that, I was like, I found my love for music. As much as I love dancing, I wanted to be the one that the people were playing. So then from that, I started getting into figuring out how to record. I took some classes with MMVS, Melissa Mulligan Vocal Studio, where I learned production, singing, and then I also branched out through, thanks to the internet, I've been able to learn so much, and it's kind of helped that process speed up to now. Over the years, Edwrds has become something. And though I've been doing it for about 5 years, it's important that I'm transparent with not only you, but everybody else that Edwrds really started becoming something like probably within the past 2-3 years, if I'm gonna be completely honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why do you say that? I mean, like what was different before then?
So when I got into music, it was, I think I know what type of music I like. I think this is what I want to do. And I just got into it. I was just hungry to create something, put it out on SoundCloud, and just like see what I thought.
Yeah.
And then over time, seeing how people reacted, and also me just like growing up and finding more music and falling in love with all different genres, I realized, well, if I'm gonna have longevity, I need to start crafting something that represents me. Especially with the industry right now, it's so over flooded with so many people trying to do something. It's how was I going to stand out? So because of that, I don't like saying, I've been Edwrds for 5 years, because Edwrds was something that was just an idea of, if I'm gonna make music, this could be something. And now I have, friends and even listeners from like all over telling me, wow, we're really starting to hear like your sound. And I love that. That's cool. What I'm really trying to do.
Yeah. That's very nice. It's a nice feeling, I'm sure. Edwrds, bear with me just a sec. I want to make sure that the right microphone is picking up my signal here.
Gotcha.
Make sure I got my shit together, so to speak. Yeah. Let's see. Input. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's good. Let's see. The output is. Okay, I guess I'm okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's I mean, you seem very insightful you seemed, when I was reading some stuff, interviews you did a while back, I mean, they have to be at least a couple years old. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, you seem insightful and wise beyond your your years. It sounds like you had really supportive parents. Or at least I read about your dad. Um, and maybe you had some other influential people in there too. Where do you think that comes from? Or you maybe just an old soul?
Um, I mean, I do definitely get the old soul comment a lot. Um, I have such tremendous support from my parents. Sorry about that. I have such tremendous support from them. Yes, my dad, but also my mother. My mother is also my manager.
Oh, cool.
So it's, as we do have, struggles with the balance of, mom and manager.
Sure.
But extremely supportive. They've always motivated me to kind of just do what I wanted. At first, when I started dancing, Pops was like, dance? Like, my mom, she was really into sports when she was younger.
Yeah.
She had a passion for doing poetry and stuff, but she liked sports. She was like, oh, I'm having sons, you want to do sports? And then here I came and I was like, yeah, let's dance, sing, do all the entertainment. But yeah, I mean, they really motivated me to kind of just, if you have a dream, go do it. And I think that just mainly comes from them saying that to both me and my sister, they just wanted us to be happy. And I feel like if you find what you're passionate about, it's a lot easier to, be happy. And they were just amazing help with that. For real.
Yeah, that's cool. It's a blessing, if I may use that word. I don't use it a lot, but that's cool.
It definitely is a blessing. And, a lot of people, I feel like, take that for granted, because I have, friends and, I've seen what it's like. I've seen people in there, and I don't know how I would have turned out if I didn't have my parents. So, shouts out mom and dad. Y'all are great.
Yeah, I was thinking about this um, just minutes before, well, probably before we had a text exchange where you asked me, hey, are we doing this or not? um, so for those that are watching, I'm going to actually put this video on YouTube by tomorrow in celebration of your release. The podcast episode will be a while later, but I was thinking about this whole thing with your parents being real supportive, and I've always had this in my head. Well, it's true, but I was looking at it from a different vantage point today for some reason. But my parents didn't really want me to play music in the beginning. However, my mom did buy me my first drum kit when I was like 13. So if that's not supportive, I guess I don't know what is. And she used to let me and my bandmates make a lot of noise out in the garage and this kind of thing. But it wasn't really something, because I had an older brother that had been in music. It wasn't something she really wanted me to do. And my parents were also separated when I was at that age, just kind of starting to get into music. But used to, in my head, I would think, my parents, when I hear or read something like this about you, that your parents have been so supportive, instantly the reflex is like, oh, mine weren't. But I've never said that. But actually what I realize is that, my parents just weren't really in a place to, I guess, believe in my, having a life doing that. So I always, for any shortcomings I think I might have had in my childhood or my parents, whatever, I try and cut them some slack and cut myself some slack. But I loved more hearing about your story with your parents, or about that part of it, because it's clear from the work that you put out that you're just super motivated. It sounds like you have support. You're very learned already, with the whole recording thing. I love that you have done the classes. I gathered from your gal pal at I Have Publicity that mental wellness is one of your passions. And I was thinking that a little telltale sign was this, I call it self-genreification. I don't, in the same piece I read, you can't be put into a genre, but I'll call it self-genreification of bipolar vibes. And I don't know when you said that about your own music, but can you talk a little bit about your interest in mental wellness for others? And I have read some things. I didn't really know. I don't know much about your story, but I did read an interview with you. I don't recall when it took place, that you had some times where it was really a challenge for you, but it sounds like things are going great now. Do you mind talking about that for listeners?
Things are going really great now. The branding used to be really locked in with "it's okay to not be okay." That's something I had it on me. This was my first tat, and it's probably one of my most important. when I was younger, growing up in school, because of, you know, the life I chose doing the music and stuff, that kind of outcasted me.
Wow.
From a lot of, yeah, I mean, I had a lot of friends, and, you know, I'm not going to put the blame on everybody. There, a lot of people were wrong in, you know, different places. But for me, I was, you know, navigating myself through school, trying to figure out who my real friends are, also while struggling with my mental health, which I didn't want to talk about with people because, you know, back then I was like, oh, I'm the only person going through this. Like, it was the worst. And it also had led me to attempting on myself. It was really bad. It was really bad, but I grown from it. Um, Mental health is such a big thing with me. I'm always promoting how it's okay to not be okay. And music, that's like, music is the big thing that kind of saved me.
Sure.
Yeah, I did the therapy. I've seen, you know, tons of counselors, and I couldn't find help there for me. And I believe that there is help there for other people. You know, I don't want to just push it away. I think if you want to try it, try it. But for me, that it wasn't me. So for me, how I was getting my feelings out was coming in my room, sitting here all through the night, and just talking to that microphone. And from doing that, not only was I learning more about writing and learning how to write better, but I was also learning more about myself. Because sometimes, you know, I would say something or write something, and I would just be like, okay, why did I say that? Let's dig a little deeper. Because for me, it's like a big part of the music is making sure whatever I'm saying means something. I feel like, especially like nowadays, music's kind of been getting away from that. But I do see people trying, you know, to get that authentic realness. So yeah, music and, you know, diving into my mental health and, you know, my issues with anxiety, anger management, depression, that really allowed me to blossom and just like become Edwrds. So yeah, you know, all my demons, all my trials and tribulations, you know, as bad as some of the instances were, I'm beyond grateful I lived through it, because it's made me so much stronger as a person, and it's just made me so much more grateful to be alive, just because I'm doing something I'm passionate about, and I don't care what people think about me anymore. Like, it's just once you start to believe in yourself and have that love for yourself, it's all uphill from there. And that's why, like, yeah, I'm on Big Smiles now. I used to always just be sing a sad song, like, nah. Now we're a lot better.
Yeah. Well, arguably, when you were growing up dealing with some of these issues, it was it's a challenging time because of these things and social media and all that. Makes it a lot different than like the world, for instance, I grew up in. As anyone who might have experienced any of those things that you did. And it sounds like I did read that you have been active in, well, you have helped people, sometimes not even trying, through your music.
Oh my God,
And
it's beautiful.
yeah, and it sounds like you've been actively, I don't know what's going on more recently, but I know in the past, in recent past, you've been actively involved in supporting causes for mental wellness and all that.
I would definitely love to chat on that a little bit. I've done right now, what we're doing is NAMI walks. That is something where we've been able to raise over $200 to help people that are, you know, suffering with mental illnesses and stuff. So right now we're going to be on Saturday. We're going to be going out with like 30, I think 30 or a little bit over that, but we're just going to be doing acts of kindness, spreading the love. It's nice to do that, because there's a lot of people out there that like could just really use the pick me up, and you never know who you're gonna change. You could change someone's day for the better. You could change someone's day for the worse. So yeah, we're gonna get out there. We're gonna do that. I've also done. I'm trying to remember exactly what it's called because I don't want to mess it up. I want to know. Can't believe I forgot this. We did like a a little like walk out in Long Beach. I can't think of the exact name because it was quite a while ago. But that was great. I mean, I got to stand there on stage and I got to sing the song "Never the Answer" that I wrote about. A friend of mine from my youth named Katie, she took her life, and that really affected me because I kind of couldn't figure out, like, I was more in pain because I was like, I wish I could have been there. I wish I had known. I wish distance didn't split us apart. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But being there, I sang, and there was so many other families that had suffered, from different experiences. And after being able to talk with them and, like, give a grown man a hug and tell him things are gonna be okay, like, and to give this man a little bit of hope and put a smile on his face, and for him to say to me, like, thank you, like, that was amazing. That just blew my, like, I'm literally tearing up right now. I still remember that moment.
Yes, softy. How old were you when Katie took her life?
I was 17, 18.
Yeah, that's a lot to process.
And I hadn't seen her in years. This is someone I hadn't seen in years. Like, our families used to be in touch when we were younger. We were around, but then life happens. People move, people split. That's just life. But when I heard the news, I just remember I went outside my house. I was all upset. The rain was pouring. It was really insane. And I just came in, let that song out, and I can't, like, the relief I had from that was amazing. And I'm so grateful I've been able to give other people relief with that song. As you were saying, like, songs helping people without me even knowing. I had a lady reach out to us. She lived, like, somewhere out in the middle of the United States, and then she reached out. She was like, I just wanted to say your song, it really helped me. I've been really struggling, and I'm finally starting to see the light and feel better. And that was just amazing. Like, especially with the grown man, like, grown woman, it's not like I'm just singing for people my age. I like connecting to that wide group of people.
Yeah, I think that's everybody's. Well, I think that's a dream for a lot of
Yeah.
singer songwriters, right? Maybe some are like, oh, these, my people or whatever this age, but I don't know. I love the idea, like in my case, for instance, be able to connect with my own generation. Would love to be able to connect with some younger people too. So I totally get it. Are you still planning a tour this year, or is it in motion?
Yes. So I will be on tour this summer. It's called the Boys of Summer Tour. We're hitting 9 cities. We're starting in Houston. So that's cool. And then we're going to work our way towards Florida and then head back up towards New York. But we're doing 9 different cities. I can't wait. One of the supporting acts. So that's going to be fun. And then also, while we're doing that, we're going to be trying to do other shows, not during that tour, but around that tour, because I just miss performing so much. It's great making music. The creation process is definitely one of my favorite parts. But being able to get on stage and, just feel the energy of the room, it's amazing.
Yeah, totally. I love performing. It's been obviously a time off and a time to think about the type of performing that I want to do. But I imagine for you, just kind of getting all this new stuff out, and you have toured before as well, and how's this one gonna compare to what you've done in the past?
This is something way bigger than I've ever done. I've been on tours. I've done, like, little dive bar tours and stuff that's sort of small scale. Still awesome people, great for everybody I've ever met doing that. But this tour, this is, like, more getting into the bigger venues, more into, like, a bigger audience. So yeah, I'm gonna be able to tap in to a lot of different people, and if I take advantage of it and I do everything right this summer, I should see significant growth.
That's cool.
So I'm extremely excited. This is cool. I'm going to be doing meet and greets at this one compared to the other ones. Like, people are actually going to be coming up, taking photos. I'm doing a small talk. So basically, certain people with their ticket, they could choose me. And then before the show, they get to come hang out with me. We get to talk, do a little, like, actual conversation rather than just a photo. So yeah, I'm extremely excited. It's the biggest thing I've done, and I have brought the best music I got right now. I've been working hours and hours with my dancers. We've been choreographing the best, like, pieces for these songs. It's gonna be awesome.
Oh, that's nice. Are you the choreographer for the whole thing?
Not for the whole thing. A lot of it's really been my sister, actually.
Oh, nice.
She's going to be on tour with me. I think it's awesome to, keep it within the family as much as you can, especially my
Yeah.
sister's so talented, and she's always been a helping hand growing up. So yeah, she's been helping a lot with the choreography. We also had this girl named Kate McQuaid. She did choreography for one of the songs. So yeah, a lot of helping hands, and it's just a great performance. I can't wait for this summer.
Nice.
This summer is gonna, it's gonna be a lot of tests, but I'm excited.
When you say if I do everything right, I should see some growth. What does doing everything right mean to you for this one?
Just not overthinking it. I feel like often when I get on stage, I put a lot of pressure on myself to like put on the best performance. And I feel like that's good. It's good motivation. But I feel like the beauty in things, and where I see the most, most benefit is when I'm just in the moment. I'm there. I'm grateful for everything that's happening. A lot of times sometimes we'll be like, sound checks this time. Oh no, now it's 2 hours later, and now I'm frustrated because it ain't happening. I promised myself for this tour, I will not get frustrated. I will not let anything ruin my vibe. I'm waking up every day, starting a little meditation with my videographer. Like, we're gonna be good. Everything's gonna be great.
You just reminded me of, I don't know if you heard this story probably, but when Prince performed the Super Bowl, they were kind of worried about telling him that it was probably going to be, or that it had started raining and he hadn't gone on yet. And he just smiled and said to them, "Can you make it rain harder?" And it did, I think.
That's awesome. No, I haven't heard that. That's really.
Yeah. If you haven't seen that performance lately, check it out. It's pretty inspirational, and to like know that he was thinking that in his head. So
yeah, make it rain harder. That's awesome.
That sounds like kind of the attitude that you're taking.
That's exactly what I'm trying to do. Exactly.
Yep. Hey, so you said something else I thought was cool that I'm just personally curious about. You're setting up the meet and greet, you're going to do the small talk things, and you got me thinking about the whole giving to your supporters and serving your audience. What kind of things have you done in the past, or are you thinking about doing, not necessarily just in the context of your upcoming tour, but what kind of things would you like to do to play into that more, to do things for your supporters and, kind of serve them, give them the exclusives or whatever? I'm just looking for ideas.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. I'm a big fan of Jaden Smith and how he's able to have his career with music, but then also make such a great impact on the world. He has his company Just Water, and they've been able to put water filters in a bunch of different places to help out communities, which is such a cool thing. And for me, it's impact over net worth. I say it all the time. I would love to be rich and live in a big house, but at the end of the day, it's about the impact. It's about how other people are relating to what I'm doing. And I think it would be cool over time to find ways that Edwrds can help out more on help out communities, and that's kind of like somewhere I look forward to getting to. Once I'm more in the driver's seat and things are going really well, once I have the resources, because I don't want to promise you I could do something and not bring it. But I think it would be cool maybe to do some beach cleanups, maybe like get a bunch of people together for beach cleanups. I'm a big lover of the beach. And yeah, I'll be at the beach. I'll see trash. I'm like, pick that up. Maybe it would be cool to clean a beach with some supporters or something. I mean, hey, you're making me think of ideas right now. But yeah, we just want to give back.
That's cool. I like it. What beaches are you closest to at home?
I go all over to any beach. I mean, I'm on Long Island, so sometimes I go to West Meadow, but then I'll go to Cedar. But then if I want to have a really great beach day, me and my homies will go out to Mastic all the way to Smith Point Beach. So yeah, it really depends on, what type of sand we want, what type of waves we want. We've been here so long, we've kind of been able to figure it out.
That's
I
nice.
love the beach. There's nothing like just sitting on the beach, listening to music and forgetting all the responsibilities you have to do.
Is there surfing out there where you are?
There's a little bit of surfing. There's not a lot of waves. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, like you'll see when it gets like the storms and stuff. If you go to the beach, you see all the surfers running out to the beach and trying to surf.
Yeah.
But there's not like big surfing over here. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm unfamiliar. I haven't really visited the area. Yeah, I asked about the beach because I don't know if you caught it. I live in Panama and I'm in a beach community. And when you mentioned the whole trash pickup thing, so the pandemic's been kind of a had an impact on that, not a good one, just because there's not the usual services here where we are, to the extent that they were there, and they're starting to come back. And the Panamanian culture, and I don't mean to dog them, but that just um, they're not as aware or concerned with litter as like I was used to seeing and you're used to seeing in the U.S. Um, and I think, a lot of times, people will be quick to say that, oh, they don't care. But I remember a time when I was young and there were campaigns. When I was really little, there was a long campaign for, not littering. And then when I got a little older, Stevie Ray Vaughan he had this big commercial on in the maybe outside of Texas too, but he had this big thing. It was called "Don't Mess with Texas," and it was all about not littering. And those were there because publicly, the what is it? Governments kind of realized that they needed to lift awareness, and that just hasn't happened here. But yeah, sadly, I've become a little bit. I wouldn't say immune. I still see it a lot and all the time, and I'm like, man, that used to just like rip at me when I'd see anything like that on the beach, but
Mhm.
just not there. But I'm optimistic that all that's about to come back
Yeah,
real soon.
I think it's gonna come back. I feel like a lot of people look at the world and like they'll see the news and they're like, all right, well these are the problems like we're dealing with right now. But like, nah, as you said, we used to have all these campaigns like pick up the trash, don't mess with this.
Mm-hmm.
They were doing it, but people are still gonna continue to litter. So now they stop doing it. You're gonna see more litter.
Yeah.
And then once we get it back, hopefully people start picking up more trash. I
Yeah.
mean, like me and my buddy, I'm not like a full-time artist. I work little side jobs on the side. Um, Something I also like to be transparent about. I'm not faking that I'm like just a rapper, makes music and stuff. Nah, I'm just a normal dude who makes music and has side jobs. Me and my buddy Mike, he's another music artist, great guy. Me and him, we clean parking lots at night. We walk around parking lots, pick up the trash before the sweepers get there for his stepdad. And yeah, doing that, like, I'm just all about trying to make the world a better place. Like, most people
Nice.
wouldn't want to walk around a parking lot 1 to 4 in the morning and pick up trash, but I have great time.
I bet you it's a cool time to reflect. It's a
Oh
unique
yeah,
time of the day, right?
lots of mental thoughts, lot going on this day.
So how long have you been? I'm gonna kind of switch back to the beginning of my list here of things I wanted to ask about. But how long have you been involved with the nice people at the IF Publicity, and how did you get hooked up with them?
They're so great. I recently started working with them. We just started, doing everything for this release. This is definitely one of the things that they've been able to make happen. They're so great. Amelia, Eva, they're both fantastic. I love talking to them. They help me kind of like figure out like I'm like, okay, I want to do this, and they're like, okay, but if you're gonna do this, then there's all of this, and then it's like, all right, cool. Let me focus on this thing. Because I'm very like, I get all my thoughts and I just vomit them out onto everybody. I'm like, I want to do this. Like I have like 3-4 different music videos being shot right now at the same time. Like it's crazy. But thankfully working with them, they've been a great help getting me magazines, helping me, kind of talk more. I feel like with quarantine and stuff, I distance myself from a lot of people, kind of just like focusing on myself. And I was like, all right, yeah, things are gonna be good in a while. We'll be good. And then those few weeks turned into months and months turned like it just got bad. So I kind of was distant. You know, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't good, but I will say I started getting back into everything, started, you know, opening myself up to the world and, you know, other people. I realized with my manager that if we're gonna do this, we probably need to get a publicist next. And yeah, then we just ended up with Eva, Amelia, and I of Publicity. They are so great. They are such a great help. And yeah, mad love for them.
And what was the drive to get some sort of publicist? Was that to do exactly the things that you're talking about, like to talk more, to talk to publications, do podcast interviews and whatever? Or were there other, did you go in kind of knowing that's what you needed and what they were going to deliver? Or did you have different expectations?
I went in completely oblivious. I said, I am here. I'm going to trust y'all. I have these ideas. Here's my ideas with this. I know a big goal for us was starting to get more publications, starting to do more stuff where I'm actually talking to people, because we realized that, okay, I had music out and people were seeing it, but there was no real, I keep saying it over and over again, but that transparency, you know, getting to really know me. And yeah, I mean, getting a publicist has not only helped me with my career and stuff, it has helped me become more social, you know, become more, less fear about just saying what's on my mind. And yeah, I'm just so happy that they came right at the perfect time for Look. And, you know, it's almost like all the stars began to align. It's like, cool, let's keep going this direction.
That's nice. It sounds like they're almost like coaches for you too.
Yeah, they're pretty much almost like coaches. They help me out where I need them to. I'll send them some stuff I write. They'll let me know how it is, because I'm not the best with typing and everything, but I'm really good at talking. I like chatting.
That's good, man. Well, hey, I'm glad that we got to have this chat today. Thank you, first of all, for your interest in talking to me. Second of all, for being flexible in rescheduling with me. And third, being double flexible in my confusion or confusing us on the time zones.
Oh, good. No, I'm so grateful that you had me on. When I was originally reading the form I had to fill out, I was like, okay, like, what can I bring? And I was like, I'm not gonna overthink it. I just really want to talk to this guy. Like, I listened to your other podcast you did, and I was like, yeah, he seems like a nice guy to talk to. So here we are.
Well, it was fun, man. I appreciate your time, and I will be in touch, obviously. And yeah, this video will be out to celebrate your release on Friday, May 21, 2021. So that's really exciting.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Hey, you're welcome. It was my pleasure, and I look forward to talking to you again soon.
Awesome.
Cheers.